Okay, today is today is Friday. It is 6:37 p.m. It is March 27th. And when when I am in the process when I'm in the process of backtesting, okay? So what is backtesting? Backtesting backtesting is essentially um, taking an idea that I have, okay? I'm taking a idea that I have and then uh, testing it, testing it in the market environment. Okay, I test it by uh, testing it in the market environment, right? So essentially, so so if I liken it as a software development. Okay, I liken it as software development. So I write a software. Uh, so essentially it's a um, essentially it's a main loop, and then what it would do is the processor will take that and loop it through. Okay, it's gonna loop it through. Okay, that's its job. So when a software runs, it's gonna loop it through. And so whatever I insert between the squiggly brackets within the main, it'll repeat it over and over and over again, however fast the each line of code operates. So then what I can do is I can insert some code in there that says grab this data. Okay, grab this data and then process it. Okay, so there's going to be a command that says, okay, grab the data. Okay, I'm talking like it is some sort of um, Java, right? Grab this data, go grab it, put it into the RAM. Okay, then within this data, take this line and process it over and over again to look for certain things. Okay, so essentially that's what backtesting is. So the data is the market, and the plan that I have is going through and processing it. Okay, and so the market essentially is predictable within a certain range. Okay, so it is without a doubt, and I'm saying it, and people say, "Well, what is this guy talking about?" Okay, so essentially, everything is predictable within um, infinity and zero. Okay, so everything is predictable within a range of infinity and zero. Okay, everything is. Everything is predictable within a range of infinity and zero. All right. So that means when I do a back test, I'm doing a back test, right? I'm doing a back test. In order for me to do the back test, I have to uh, now I thought about this today, which makes sense. Okay, it made sense. Um, so backtesting essentially is backtesting essentially is backtesting essentially is okay. So backtesting is essentially Backtesting is essentially uh, backtesting is essentially taking the information that I have and then adjusting it. Okay, so I thought about this, and then I have to say, okay, so if a certain condition results, okay, then what am I going to do? So essentially what I'm doing is putting my plan in action. When I'm like backtesting, I'm putting my plan. So I'm putting it in a plan of what I want to do when I'm backtesting. Okay. So so that means, okay, the sun is out. The trees are blossoming. Uh, trees are blossoming. Dandelions everywhere. I'm on the other side of the dandelion. See the dandelions right there? Those are all dandelions. See, when you're 100 years old, normally you're underneath the dandelions. But I'm going to be 57 years old in a little bit, and so I'm still above the dandelions. Look at that. It's springtime. Little kitties. Kitties are essentially out of school, maybe summer break or something, spring break and things like that, and that's how things work, okay? So let's get back to business, right? So now see, every time I use this and that door opens, I thank God. I thank God for giving me this opportunity. I thank God for giving me this opportunity to get this thing working. You know what I mean? I thank God. I thank God. Oh, okay, so so now backtesting can be backtesting can be an easy thing to do. Now, actually, backtesting is not an easy thing to do. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. Okay? Because at the end of it, at the end of backtesting, all right, at the end of backtesting, I have to find a solution that works. Okay? That's the whole purpose of backtesting. Okay? Right? What else? Why would anybody be backtesting unless the idea is to find a solution, right? So, so that means, okay, so I thought about this. The reason why I'm talking about this is because, okay, so here's the situation, right? So there's this principle of the front line of trading is I have to be on the front side. I have to be on the front side. Okay? Once I get on the front side, so I have to so what are the sequence of things that I need to create? I have to have a plan, okay? A plan that is written so that I could churn it through this code, okay? Uh, so essentially, what I have to do is get this plan and then churn it through. And finding a perfect solution is very difficult to do, right? It really is because because there's a bit of uncertainty in trading. That's why people say, hey, don't go big, okay? So there is this known thing, which is it's difficult to know to a high degree of probability when something is done that is going to go in your way. And so one way is to figure out, okay, am I making the right trade? Okay, and if I'm making the right trade, why is it considered the right trade? Okay, so how do I know that it is the right trade? Right. So if the trading is based on probability, okay, if trading is based on probability, then I have to calculate. I have to link that together, okay, fuse it together and make it work, okay. So when I'm back testing, okay, so when I'm back testing, I have this idea that I have churned through, okay, I have churned through so that I know. So I needed so if I take a single trade as a perspective, I take a single trade. Okay, so I take a single trade. All right, I take a single trade based on my analysis of what's going on. So what is the most important thing? Okay, so most important thing is that when I get in, I'm expecting the price to move in my direction. Okay, so how do I make sure that happens? Okay, this could be a very long video. Because I want to iron this out. Okay, so firstly, and I tend to forget. I keep forgetting. Okay, I keep forgetting what's important. Okay, I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting. Okay, I'm gonna get some coffee. Taste your choice. It's on sale at Costco. Okay. See, when somebody speaks a foreign language, when somebody speaks a foreign language, see, this video is for me, not for anybody else. Okay. So I can take my leisurely time doing this. Okay. So this might be like 4 hours long. Let's see. Um, so the idea, I wanna like formalize this idea, this thought. I wanna really expand upon it. When somebody when when somebody is learning a new language, initially 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 I don't know anything about that language. I don't know anything about that language. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna do some push-ups. Okay. Now, so so that means so when I'm looking at this situation, when I'm looking at this particular scenario, is this okay? So um, uh, so that means see it's so the most important thing. So I gotta. So it's like I have to understand it, and then when I say it is, so now I'm finally fine tuning it. It's like a squirrel. It's like a cat chasing a squirrel to the end of the branch. Okay, the squirrel goes all the way to the end. The cat can only go to a certain area because the cat is heavier, so it is prone to gravity, right? So that means that I have to chase it all the way to there because that's where the solution is. Okay. The answer is squirrel. Okay. The answer is squirrel. Again, this video is for me. Okay. So I'll tell you right now, I'll probably waste your time if anybody's going through this to a certain point. Okay. It'll probably be like 4 hours. If this thing holds up, it'll probably about maybe 2 to 4 hours. We'll see. Because I wanna process that. I wanna think it through completely. Okay, I wanna completely think it through. This thing called trading. Okay, it's like when I'm addicted and emotionally traumatized in trading, I forget. I forget what is most important. Okay, I forget what my job is. Okay, I forget what my job is in trading. Okay, so in order for me to figure it out, okay, in order for me to figure it out, I have to think it through in such a great detail, in such a detail so that I understand fully what's going on. Okay, what is trading, right? What is trading? Fundamentally speaking, it is about taking a price from here to here. Okay? It's taking a price from here to here. Okay? That's all it is. Taking a price from here to here. Now that is very, very difficult. Okay? I enter here and I exit here. And then if things don't go the other way, then I want to get out right there. That's what I want to do. Right around here. So that would be about 1 to 3 or something like that. Possibly, who knows, based on what's going on. So what? So that means that the price that I am here is lower than the price that's here. Okay, so that means within the time frame, I want to make sure that I understand this fully. I may forget, but I wanna make sure I go through it. I want to make sure I go through it from so so within this time frame, okay, within this time frame, allotted time frame of my trade, when that if that trade is alive, I have to make sure within this range it does not go below the anticipated stop loss, and then it hits the profit target. That's what I'm now I'm constructing it, right? So I went from what is the most important part? The most important part is to enter and sell it at a higher price. Okay, I'm just gonna make it simple. I'm not even gonna go the other direction. I'm just gonna make it very, very simple. Okay, when I think about that today, had I gone the other direction, it would have been a far better situation. Instead of thinking that it's gonna go, waiting for price to move into the other direction, right? If I had switched my mindset, it could have been a very different kind of a day today, right? It could have been a very, very different kind of a day today. Had I become more aware of what shorting is, okay? Because it was like before the whole day was like dropping all day, right? Because the oil was going, the tensions was increasing and things like that, and probably something to do with like triple witching kind of things like that, right? So that means, okay, so now I want to make sure that I get this right and move in the right direction, okay? Uh, I have to prove it out. See, every time I lose significantly, I step back and say, okay, uh, so why did you not stick to the plan? Okay, the original intent was to pass the a demo 10 times without failing in any situation, so that it would be easier for me to transition into it. So now I got to go back to demo. I'll go back to demo. Okay. Now I just go back to demo and see, and then really stick it out. All right. Because there's two demos. One of them is funded next, and then the other is FTMO. I can use those two to figure things out, right? That's what I need to do. Okay, so then it's slow. I know it's slow. It's not fast. It's not fast paced. It's slow. Okay. Uh, so that means now I'm gonna keep doing this. Okay. So that means that means that means I'm probably the only person who's doing this on a Friday after the market closed. Okay, that's what's happening. So so now, okay, so I got that part of it thought out. Okay, so I have now to revisit this. Enter, sell. Okay, within this time frame. Okay, and so when I enter, what should I be doing? I need to be paying attention to the trade, nothing else. Why is it important for me to pay attention to the trade? Okay, if I don't have a stop loss set, then I need to see. These are the logical things that I did not think about. Okay, if I have a trade that's going on, if I don't have a stop loss in or the profit target in, then I need to make sure that I have it set up, or I need to be watching it. I have to be watching it so that I know what's going on. Okay, so that when things do move against me, then I can exit the trade without. See, today was a prime example of I don't know what happened. I didn't even use a stop loss. I don't know why. I didn't even use a stop loss at all today. That's why I kept losing, and it was moving against me. And I don't know. I have no idea why I did what I did today. Okay, on a Friday, I have absolutely no idea I have absolutely no idea. Uh, it's amazing to me. I just woke up and I had no idea what I was doing. Okay, so let's figure this out. Okay, so trading, trading. I want to make sure that I'm on the front side. So how do I identify that something is on the front side? Okay, so I have to figure out how do I identify if something is on the front side. Okay, how do I identify? How do I identify if something is on the front side? I have to figure this out. So when it's going this, that's definitely not the front side. Okay, so what am I looking for? If it's doing this, then maybe I need to shift my thinking, and say that it's on the downside. Okay, the backside. So I need to change my strategy to use the backside strategy instead of the front side strategy. So I need to be able to switch between the front side and the backside strategy. Okay, but to make it easier for me to understand what's going on, so okay, so now essentially what I want to do is look for the front side. Make sure I'm searching for the front side, and if it's trending, I'm all over the place. I know it. So so I want to make sure I get my story straight. Okay, it's like solving a crime. Okay, so So essentially, what I'm looking for, what I'm hoping to do from this exercise is to finalize what I'm going to do. Okay, so I know what my plan is. I know my plan essentially is um, so the plan of moving forward has already been decided. Okay, it's already been decided. Okay, so I need to know this by heart. I need to know this by heart. Okay, I need to know this by heart. I need to know it. I need to know this, the ins and outs of it by heart. I have to know it. Okay, that's why I'm taking this time to expound upon it so that I can become familiar with what's going on. I have to know this. Okay, I have to make sure that I am so familiar with what's going on that I can talk about it, and it makes perfect sense. Okay, however long it takes. So basically, I need to identify the trend. Okay, the trend is telling me whether it's going to be the front side or the back side. Okay, or maybe it's going sideways. Okay, so my thinking is going to be, it's going to be a different approach. When something is, when something when something is essentially, so my logic has to be, see, so if I look at it, so when something does this, it could go pull down, up. So it can do this. Okay, it's not like that. It's like this, right? And so when I get into a trade, I could also lose because it's going to have such a strong pullback, right? So so why is it so difficult? Because it's so emotional. Because I've lost so much. I've lost so much in trading that it becomes emotional and it's hard to talk about it. It's hard to find clarity in something. Have I uh, discussed something in such a detail? Okay, so it's essentially, it's like getting a PhD of what I'm doing. Okay, what I'm doing is essentially becoming a PhD in what's going on. So when somebody is a PhD level of certain subject matter, then they can translate that into matching ideas into understanding what trading is, right? So the plan essentially. Okay, so I have to go back. Okay, I'm not ready. I have to go back to the demo. That's one. Okay, that solves that. I'm going back to the demo. I'm gonna save some money, and then I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna buy the 10K. Uh, I'm gonna go back to the 10K, but that's the plan. Okay, the plan essentially is to go back to the demo, start working on the saving money. Okay, I'm gonna save some money. Okay, it might take a few months, but I'm gonna start saving money, and then I'm gonna buy the 10K. And by the time I'm have enough, then I can go ahead and I should have a proven plan. Then I'm gonna go back to the demo. Okay. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. So that's the first thing that I need to do. In order to fix this situation, I have to go back to the demo. Okay. So I'm back to the demo. Right. There's no shame in it. In fact, it's saving money. It's a good thing. Okay. Right. So now I'll go back to the demo because I jumped the gun. It looks like I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready. So what I'm attempting to do is get it into a sufficient volatility kind of situation in trading, such that I achieve my profit target at the right speed. Okay, at the right speed. And I want to make sure that I pass it 10 times this time without failing. Okay, and this is now I have dawdled in this and I have neglected it, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Hopefully, okay, hopefully, because there has to be some accountability in what I'm doing, but there's no accountability, right? What am I going to do? What am I going to do, right? So that means I'm essentially, it's so difficult. This is so difficult because I'm trying to control myself and I can't control myself. That's the problem. That's the problem with trading. I am the one who's making all those decisions, and I'm not. I can't. Yeah, that's. Yeah, that is truly. Yeah, that's truly it. So now let's keep talking about this. Keep working on it. Okay, keep working on it. You were very close. You were halfway there, and then you just lost control. I have no idea. You even had a buffer. You had a buffer. There were two challenges. One of them, you had about 5%, and you blew that, and then you went into the one that was like halfway to the halfway to like passing, and then you just blew it. Okay, so something in the brain was not right. As soon as you started losing, you at least when you lost that first challenge, you should have said, "Hey, I need to stop." But you just can't. You just couldn't stop it. It's like a train wreck. It was moving, and you couldn't do anything about it. Plus, you weren't even using a stop loss. You're that's. I mean, you went from Thursday. So it seems like when I get into a situation where trades are working out, I neglect to use the stop loss. So I get like programmed, habituated, get into the habit of not using the stop loss, and then it carries me over to the day where I really do need a stop loss, and then by that time I don't use it, and when I don't use it, then it causes a problem. So I that's something that I need to. There's a something as simple as buy here, sell here is so complicated. It is so complicated. There's so many things that needs to be ironed out. Thank God that I have this opportunity. Okay, I might be doing this. This probation might be over by the time I figure it out. I may never figure it out. I have no. You had this doctor who. You had this Al Brooks who essentially is a medical doctor, right? A dentist. Okay. No, he's not a dentist. He's an optometrist. Okay, so you have this guy. So you have this guy who has a medical degree, and it took him more than 10 years to figure this out. Okay, so that's the situation. Now, I'm looking at his materials and I still don't understand it. I looked at one of the videos that he's doing. I cannot understand it. I don't understand it. It's like a wall. It's like a wall. I can't penetrate it. It's amazing to me. I listen to it. I listen to it. I listen to it. I just don't understand it. It's impossible. The way that he's describing it is completely foreign to me. The way that he describes it is completely foreign. He's like he's in a parallel universe. He's I cannot punch through to get onto his side because he's operating in a parallel universe and I cannot get to where he is because I don't understand it. Okay? If I understood what he's talking about, then I would be in the same universe that he's in. But I am essentially in a parallel universe where that's the current situation. Okay, so now, so that means, so so let's relax here, get a little cozy, try to figure this out. Okay, this is Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Uh, I go to work tomorrow, and we'll start trading demo. So, see, I feel like this. See, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there. I feel like I feel like I'm like there's a YouTube video called Field Days, and within this field days, they go onto an island and they don't bring any food and they eat what they catch. Right now, as a unprofitable trader, uh, I'm trying to figure out how to I'm trying to figure out how to uh, catch my food in trading. So far, so far, so far. See, some certain days I feel like I figured it out and it's so easy because the trend is going in my direction. But but here's this guy on YouTube like, and he's gonna post this too. Okay, so so um so now, okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Okay, let's get very. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. See, this is the reason. Wow, something happened to me. Something happened to me on Thursday. Something happened to me on Thursday that's causing me to be this disjointed, out of place. Something happened. I've lost all discipline. Something happened. Something happened Thursday night. Something happened. Okay, and it's probably some sort of chemicals floating around everywhere. I believe that's what it is. I lost all. I mean, it's wow. It's I can see based on how I'm behaving right now. Okay, I can see how I'm behaving that the interactions that I had within my environment has induced me into uh, what I'm going through right now, where I completely and totally forget. And what's happening seems to be is drug related. I keep pointing this out because nowadays a drug is legal. Okay, they've legalized drugs like marijuana and things like that, right? And so what that does is that the people that I'm around will be uh, under the influence of these things. Okay, and so when they're under the influence of those things, then those chemical compounds are transferred over to an unsuspecting person like myself, who was on track to be disciplined and moving in the right direction. Now my mind is totally like blown out of the water. So it could be either the gas fumes that I'm breathing in, or some influences impacting me from like look at the way that I'm videotaping taping myself, and I can't even get my thoughts straight. So something is impacting my thinking. It has totally reprogrammed my thinking. Okay, something has totally reprogrammed my thinking, and I'm having slurred, like talking too. So something is causing me to be in this state, which is which is hurting my opportunity. And I keep talking about this, but I can't do anything about it because it's an external force that has imposed its will upon me, and I can't do anything about it. Okay, so whatever is happening is impacting me. Whether it's the gas fumes or whatever it is, the external forces is causing me to be in this state of of losing control over the discipline that I have built by going to the demo. And then when I'm working on the demo, I regain my see there's wow, something's very very odd. Something's very off. Yeah, something is very very off. Yeah, there is something very very off about me today. Something is very very off. It seems to be some sort of like a chemically induced state of coma. It's a altered state. It's a it's a chemically induced state of mind right now that is causing me to be do see wow. And it can last for a while like this. And I can't trade. Trading requires an incredible amount of discipline. Trading requires an incredible amount of discipline with a thinly created edge that I have. And that thinly created edge can be lost because because of this chemically induced some sort of mental state that I'm in, and I can't dig myself out. And it's worse. It's worse when it really matters. And I wow. See, I was so careful. I was so careful. Like at the beginning of the week, I was very very careful, and then I lost total. I just totally lost it. So currently, see, here's what's going on with the world these days. Chemicals have invaded America. Chemicals have invaded America, and it is everywhere. If I go onto Amazon, the most of the commercials that I have are drug related. Okay, and there are side effects, and then there are the cartels, foreign and domestic. Okay, there's probably cartels in the U.S. Okay, and there's probably cartels in and there's a lot of cartels abroad, right? And what they're doing is they're infiltrating it, bringing it in, infecting Americans. Okay, because that's where they're getting their money from. There, they don't infect themselves. Okay, they don't sell it to themselves because they know the impact of it. But Americans have money. Okay, and so they bring it over and infect Americans. Okay, and Americans don't care. They love driving around in like that like Tiger guy. He rolled over his car. I can bet that it's not only alcohol. It's probably something else. Okay, so he's living in that environment where he has achieved success. Okay, so that he can indulge in those things, and without those things, it causes that individual. He may it may not be in that area. He may have gone somewhere where it's acceptable for him to do things like that, right? But it's so see it is so readily available now. It is so readily available that is it has infiltrated everywhere, and people like innocent people like myself who's trying to do this, trying to make this work, to make a living off of this, you can't, because there are external forces that are infiltrating my life, that is altering it, and I'm not immune to these things that are happening around me, and so it's impacting me, right? So at one moment, I will be in a state of complete control, and then today I lose total and absolute control. I feel like I'm drunk right now. I feel like I'm a convicted felon, so I can't be drinking. I'm not drinking, but I feel like I'm drunk. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Okay? I am clean, but something external, whether it's the gas fumes or whatever it is, has totally destroyed uh I don't know, maybe it's those construction workers. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of construction going on. Maybe those construction workers are doing this. I don't know. Okay? I have no idea what's going on. But I can see based on the data. I can see based on the data that I'm generating. Okay? I can see based on the data that I'm generating. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And I believe it is. I believe what's going on is the external forces somewhere around is causing it. See, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. Okay? And the only existence that I have is I go to work, do some prep work for 4 hours, three days a week, and then I'm sitting here at the office studying, trying to become a trader, and then I go to Costco, I go to Walmart once in a while, I go to Winco. That's been my total and absolute existence for the past almost 6 years now, right? But time to time, what happens is when I'm in those situations, there will be individuals or some chemicals that will invade. Certain chemicals will invade my safety and cause me to be dislodged from the hard work that I've created in order to make myself disciplined. Okay? Something has dislodged me from being in a state. I was so disciplined yesterday. But today, it totally unraveled. I don't know why. I have no idea why I did that. I have absolutely no idea. I may have to walk around with gas masks on. Because I think what's happening. So what's happening is that people don't know. So Mike Tyson talked about this. Apparently there's like designer drugs and it puts you in a certain mood. Okay? You don't want to be in a certain mood. Not when you're a trader. When you're a day trader, you have to be in a single mode. You have to be absolutely deadly serious about this thing. But I'm like, the way that I'm talking, the way that I'm like leaning back and things like that, It's telling me that I have been exposed within the past 24 hours to something which I cannot pinpoint. Something the environment has exposed me to some sort of chemical some chemical has invaded my body somehow from my walks from here to there or somewhere here has caught some chemical has invaded my space. Okay, something has invaded me. Okay, and is causing me to be in a, I mean, think about it. Just doesn't make any sense. I was like, I do that once in a while. I'd get into this state of mind where I believe what's happening is I would be like making the trade. I'm getting, don't do it, you don't do it, but I keep doing it. I don't understand it. I'm telling myself, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It's gonna be like this, and I keep doing it. So something has removed the barrier of safety, and that removal of barrier of safety is attributed to some sort of chemical invasion. Okay, it's an invasion of the chemicals into my body from wherever it's coming from. Okay, when either I'm sleeping and some chemicals are infiltrating into my space as I'm sleeping, or I'm going to work with individuals who are drug users or something. I don't know. Something could be that. Or maybe I'm walking past and there's some sort of chemical inducement, some invading in my space. Maybe when I'm sitting here, the air filter here is causing that infusion of, something is causing that. It's like it can't be stopped. It cannot be controlled. It cannot be controlled. The only thing that I can do is I have to see it as a weather pattern. Okay, sometimes there's a hurricane. I cannot be sunning myself outside when there's a hurricane. I have to be aware of that. That's part of trading that I'm not aware of. That's part of the trading that is invading me, and it is invading the market. So the market has a tornado that occurs. Hurricanes and tornadoes that erupts in the market. But as long as the tornado and the hurricane is not within me, okay, then I can control what's going on. I'm getting goosebumps now. That's bingo. Bingo. Okay, bingo. Right now, there's a hurricane and a tornado and earthquake is in me. Okay? Market can be that way, but it doesn't matter. But whatever's happening has infiltrated into me. Whether it's a chemically induced or something, okay? But I'm totally honest, as God as my witness. I don't use drugs or alcohol, whatever it is. It's illegal. I cannot use that. But something has invaded my personal balance and discipline. And it totally shattered, it totally disrupted me, okay? I'm having slurred speech right now. I don't know why. See, I'm slurred. I'm slurring. So something happened. Something happened. I was actually talking well last night. I distinctly remember being able to talk very well at work. And then after work, something happened that has invaded me. Okay? And I carried that over to this trading environment. I didn't trade the Asian market, so I waited for 4 to 5 hours. Okay? I was waiting for the European market to open. Okay? And so something has invaded me. So there's something like the earthquake, the hurricane, and the tornado has invaded me. But as long as I keep that over there, I can take advantage of it and trade it accordingly. But when it's invaded me, it is disrupting my solution to the market. When it's disrupting the solution to the market, it creates havoc. This is why I can lose 25% in a single day. Okay? Losing one account, buy another account, lose another account, buy another account, lose it again. And I keep doing it because I won't stop, because there's no regulation of There's no regulation. Something has disrupted my integrity. Something has see my tongue is like slurred right now. Something happened. Something happened that has invaded my personal space. Whether it's this area or the air conditioning duct or something like that, something must be feeding some sort of like chemical inducement that's causing me to be out of alignment with the market, the discipline that I need, and say I have to use this, but I didn't use that while I was trading. So at a moment's notice, this is somebody can ruin somebody's life doing this. Okay, so every time I disclose something, I'm doing something well, somebody could come over and dump some chemicals around where I am, and I would mentally lose it. So the person who is here, they're not clean. They're not using the cleaning solution today. So on a Friday, I believe what's going on, it is very possible these people, they might be using drugs or something. Anything's possible. Because drugs are legal these days. Drugs are legal, okay? As long as you have prescriptions and things like that, it's legal. They can do that, okay? So what they do is, it's a problem when you are infringing on other people. But it's hard to do because they bring it into this area because they have this medical card that allows them to use whatever that is. But when they bring it over to this area, it's impacting other people who are here. They don't give up. They don't care. But they know what's going to be. It's a Friday. Okay? But it happened at night. It started at night. And I was crystal clear. I was absolutely crystal clear, mind and thinking, at the close of the prep work. Okay? So something must have been induced. Okay? Something must have been induced that caused me to lose control of the discipline that I had. Okay? So I'm just thinking out loud here. What's happening is, okay, so I finished my shift at prep work, but I know I've heard of this story about certain people, and there are criminals who work there. I'm a criminal, even though I'm innocent. I'm a criminal. I'm labeled as a criminal, even though I'm innocent. Okay, for grand theft, nothing like stealing. That's what they say. But that has nothing to do with drugs or some hard criminal kind of actions. It was for stealing, okay? Which I didn't steal, okay? Right? So I believe, and I could smell a strong odor of something, of tobacco. And these three people were outside. These three people were outside instead of working. They're doing something. And so I believe what happened was this, okay? And there's a strong odor of tobacco when it happens. And as God as my witness, I'm just putting it in here, okay? Whatever happens, happens, okay? Whatever happens, happens. And may God be so kind to accept what I'm saying, and I pray that it is okay. I'm just saying it could be possible. I don't know. So I was walking out. I finished my shift. And I was doing prep work, and I was doing really well too. My mind was very sharp, I could tell. The reason why I know that my mind was sharp at that moment was I was putting everything away, okay? I was putting things away, and I was like very sharp, very fast. And then as I started to walk out to the backside, there was a strong odor, very, very strong, of tobacco. Tobacco and probably some other substance that has invaded me as I was walking by. I know that these people who do drugs, they mix it with tobacco, okay? They disguise it with tobacco. It disguises the smell, okay? And so what may have happened is that because it's got a little gate there, so whatever the chemical is like trapped. And so when I walk through there, I'm subject to breathing in whatever they're doing, okay? And so when I came down here and sat here for a little bit, and because I believe what's happening is that I'm very, very sensitive to these things. even hearing. And so what's happening is that as I'm sitting here, I'm like instantly triggered into an altered state. Okay? I'm triggered into an altered state that causes me to be okay, I could be paranoid, but this is the reality. I was so serious on Thursday. I was so serious. And I had everything on the I had everything right. Even when I was losing, I was right. Okay, I was losing. I put a stop loss. I got out of it. I was done. But somehow everything unraveled today, and it happens often. Okay, it happens when I get in a stretch of doing something right, and something comes along and just totally destroys. Okay, something comes along and totally destroys the stability that I created in trading. Something does that. Okay, something does that. Something comes along. So there could be certain entities out there who wants to undermine. Okay, I can see that happening. I can see it. I can see how that can occur. There could be some enemies out there who wants me to suffer for the next. I mean, if eventually I'm gonna get it, but it's making it very difficult. There are things. It's like it felt like somebody pulled a rug underneath my feet uh, as I was trading. I was thinking, what's going on? Somebody just pulled a rug underneath me. Somebody pulled a rug right underneath me, right? And I started to fall and fall and fall, and I keep trading and trading until I lost everything. Okay, it happens. Something happens to the brain when it does that. Okay, now I'm blaming everybody else. Okay, I realize that I'm blaming everybody else but me. Okay, I'm the victim. I can see that. I'm blaming everybody else. I can't be blaming everybody. Look, somebody just Tremfia. Look at us. They're like drugs. They're advertising drugs. Half the commercials are drug commercials on Amazon. That's the way life is now. So I have to own this. I have to own this situation. I can't be blaming everybody. I can't be blaming people. I have to own it. I have to own this situation. I have to own it. I own this. I own it. I am the owner. Okay? I own it. It's me. I own it. Okay? They can do whatever they want, but it's ultimately me. Whatever happens is me. It is due to me. Okay? I own it. I own it. I can't play the victim here. I own the situation. Okay? I'm still slurred. I'm still like groggy. Why? Oh, maybe it is that car. But I was like very. I woke up. I went out, got some sleep. Okay, in my car. But something must be like altering. Something must be causing me this alteration in my mind. Okay, something must be when I'm sleeping in that car. Maybe it must be the gas fumes. It must be the gas fumes. Okay, I'm right next to the highway, and then there's like cars going by like every second, and gas fumes flow right into where I'm sleeping, and essentially what I'm doing is I'm just ingesting gas fumes for hours and hours and hours. Okay, at the most critical point where I'm trying to like replenish my body and try to be try to so I have to own this. It is I am the one. Okay? I am the one. I am the victim and I am the aggressor. I'm the one. I have to own up to this. I can't be blaming everybody. I have to own it. Okay? I was like trying to search out, but it's not their problem. It's not their problem. It's my problem. I have to own up to it. I have to protect myself, okay? I have to own this situation of I have to own what's going on, okay? I have to own it. It's mine. I own it. I'm the one. I am the day trader. I am the one who owns this situation, okay? It's not them. Whatever's happening, I can't be blaming everybody. It's me. I did something wrong. I did that. I was the one who did that, okay? I was the one who lost these challenges. I'm the one who caused this. I'm the one who caused this. I am the one. I am the perpetrator of the loss that I caused. I am the perpetrator. I am the infiltrator. I am the one who caused this problem. I am the one. I can't blame anybody else. It's not them. I could search out, seek out. They're perfectly innocent people, okay? I am the one who did that. I'm the one, okay? I have to own up to this. Now I just have to go to the demo because I should have known. I should have been able to, whatever the mental state of mind that I was in, I should have been able to distinguish between what's going on, okay? So that, see, I'm still groggy. It has to be that I'm so close. I'm so close to the highway that I'm tired too. Hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. So there are, see, I've alluded to this fact in the past. Is that the hardest part is controlling me. I can't control me. It's because there's certain things that I cannot control. Okay? It just totally, I'll get into a state where I will just keep doing it. I'll just keep doing it. It's like a dog that just keeps doing something. It's and my mind is very, very uh scattered right now. It's not focused. It's scattered. It's like it's in total disarray. It's scattered everywhere. I can't. I so this seems to be some sort of like a carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide poisoning or something. I think that's what's happening. It's so every time I sleep there, I must be I may be like poisoning myself there. Okay, I may be poisoning myself. That's what happens when you're homeless and you have to live out of your car. That's the reality of the situation. So now what I gotta so so this is very important. Okay, so I know how to trade. Okay, I'll make it really fast. Okay, here's how I trade it. Okay, so what I'm interested. See, I'm still having my tongue is like. So what I'm interested in getting at the front side. How do I identify that it's the front side? I have to see a consistent higher high and lower high. Okay, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows are a clear indication that I'm on the front side. Until I see that, everything is sketchy because if it tries to pop, it could be it could be a false breakout. It could be it could be part of the channel. Okay, I've fallen victim to that all day today, and that was the number one culprit of why I was losing. Okay, I accept that it's my problem. It's not them. Okay, it is most likely just cigarettes that they're smoking. They're talking whatever they want to do. It's fine with me. It has no problem. The people who are here may be just perfectly fine people. They usually spray things to like spray things here, but they didn't spray it today. I don't know why. Okay. All right. So everyone else is completely innocent. Okay. I was trying to like blame it on somebody, but it's me. I need to blame me. I have to blame me because I have total control over what happens to me. I do. The air that I breathe, okay, I can remove myself to another area to breathe in a certain way. I have control over that. I do. I have control. a certain degree of control in my life of what's going on around me. Okay, it allows me to control what's going on. Okay, so it's me. There's hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes. Okay, asteroids. Okay, happening around. Okay, but I have control over what I'm doing. Okay, I have control over it. And so today is a perfect example which I've seen in the past. I did this multiple times where I would like scream at myself, "Stop, Key, stop," and I just couldn't stop. The only way for me to stop is if my money in the bank depletes to the level where I cannot go anymore. Sometimes it'll go beyond that and I would have to pay for it. Okay, I have to miss payments. Okay? And so somehow there was some logic left in my mind that allowed me something that allowed me to that allowed me to that allowed me to that allowed me to have some self-control. Something allowed me to have some sort of self-control. But I do know how to trade. So I go into front side, I wait. If there's a pullback, I want to make sure I see that pullback. It's a break and retest thing. I always trade the break and retest. Okay? I only trade the break and retest. That's my thing. I trade the break and retest. That's the way I need to do it. Break and retest is the one that I need to trade. Okay? But I didn't trade that. I didn't trade that today. That was my problem. Okay? I own it. It's my problem. I'm the one. I am the one who did that. I have total and absolute control. Okay? I am the one. Okay? So I didn't trade the break and retest today. Okay? I was like chasing. I was just chasing. I couldn't wait. I don't know why. There you go. See? Yeah. Do you see that? I'm watching this movie called Mercy, okay? And he's innocent. 100% innocent, okay? Just like this guy. Just like this guy right there. See, there you go. But the thing is, okay, so that's the current situation. Okay, so I know how to trade. So I'm looking for that. That's the critical point where I steer into it. And then and again, going back to what it is. Okay, so money's money. It's money. It's gone. Okay, it's gone. Once I start making money, I can easily replace that $60, $60. That's it. Okay, it's a few $100, a few $1,000. But once I become profitable, it's gonna become a lot of money. Okay, so there's earthquakes, hurricanes, and tornadoes, and okay. But what I need to do is take that, put it into the market, and remove it from me. Okay, I need to make sure that I remove it from me and leave it there, and then understand it and take advantage of it, because volatility is it's going to be great. The stop loss, and a couple things that I did wrong was, one, I didn't use a stop loss. I don't know what happened. I was using it consistently. The second part is I was like scaling in, and it's hard to unwind the scaling in when I have to click, 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 click. Okay, when it starts moving against me, I mean, so clicking all that thing, that's wrong. So I need to minimize the amount of trades that I take. Okay, and I need to be watching. So these are the golden rules that I need to have. Okay, in order to remove these things from my life, of detracting from proper trading, is to essentially make sure that I practice these things. It's like trying to hit a baseball without even looking. You can't do that. You cannot. Even professionals, they have to look at it. Okay? They have to look at it. When a baseball is sent flying, they have to look at it for its behavior, because it could be a sinker. Okay? It could be a false breakout. Okay? It could be moving up, and then some other news that might be introduced that will totally scatter the structure of that trade and then move against me. So I have to be watching it. I was not watching it. I don't know what I was doing. I have been scratching my butt. I don't know what I was doing. But today was a total disarray. I don't know what happened. I was like, my mind was not there. It happens once in a while. It's like my mind went on vacation. My body was here and I was doing something. So before my mind went on vacation, it left a directive. Okay, it left a directive to say, start trading. Sit here and start trading. Then my mind just checked out. It was gone. Okay? Only after I lost everything, the mind came back and say, what the heck are you doing? It's like owning a restaurant. It's like owning a restaurant, and I tell somebody to do something, and then it goes in total disarray because the instruction that I put in there was not or haven't been employed properly. Those two things are causing that automatic thing that's supposed to be done right to go in total disarray. And then I'm looking at it expecting something, but it's not what I expected, and it becomes a total disarray and total loss. So this is how I navigate through hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes. Okay? So I know how to trade. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for the front side. The front side is easy to see because I can see it because it generally has a higher high and higher low. When that is achieved, it's saying, the market is telling me, hey, look, this is the front side. That's what it's saying. Okay? Is there any other way? Is there any other way to identify whether something is on the front side or not? Okay? The only way, okay? The only way, there is no other way. There's no other way for the market to prove that something is on the front side is when something is on the higher high and a higher low. That's the only way. There's no other way. Okay? If it's moving sideways, it's going to be the same. Okay? The same high, same low. That's it. But when it's going down, it's going to be lower high and lower lows. Simple. Simple. Okay, that's how you identify a trend. And I was like, it cost me 4 freaking challenges. How many is that? It took me 4 freaking challenges. That's like $250. Okay, you know how that's $250, man. It's like the hurricane. It's like the hurricane's actually in the ocean and the sea. Tornado. It's like the tornado taking your prized cow away from you. Okay? But cows are a lot more expensive these days, right? Okay? Right? Anyway, so see, I haven't really nailed this thing down to myself to understand what's going on. And so when I'm making a trade, I need to make sure, so I identify what the trend is, right? I've already identified that now. Now, when I take the trade, I need to make sure when it moves against me, if it does move against me, then I need to make sure it's corralled within an acceptable parameter of loss. Okay? Losses will occur, but I need to make sure that loss is acceptable instead of being breached and allowing it to move against me. I cannot do that. I need to make sure just those two things alone will allow me to be successful. Then the third part is I need, I don't want to be taking forever to pass these challenges. So I need to balance it out. Okay? I need to balance it out. I need to balance it out between being safe and then being able to do things in a fast manner. So I need to be right there, somewhere around there. Not too far here where I could breach it, but I want to be right here, dialed in. If I'm down here, it'll take forever. I don't want to do that. I want to be right here. Okay, right there. Right there. Okay? This is a productive talk with you. and I can see why it does. I don't. So I still haven't figured out truly the reason, the precise reason, the 100% accurate reason why my mind goes into this altered state. Okay, that it causes me to be like totally disarrayed. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know. I truly don't know it yet. But one of these days I may figure out why. Okay, I'll figure it out someday. It might be 5 years, 20 years, maybe I'll never forget. I'll never figure it out. But something is causing this. Something is causing me to like be totally not even thinking. It's like my mind is on vacation while my mind that gave a directive says, okay, start trading. Okay, sit here and trading, but the mind just left. It checked out. It took a vacation. It flew off with a cow into a tornado. That's what seems to have happened. Okay? But money is it's just money. It's money. Okay? I'll make it back. As soon as I start making it, soon as I get into the 50K, it's gonna be awesome. I've already thought about what I'm gonna do. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so awesome. Okay? Right now, I'm gonna go back to the demo, save some money. I'm gonna save some money, and then I'm gonna go back to the demo, and I'm gonna make it work. Okay? That's what's gonna happen. Okay? This is a talk between you and me. Okay? Just you, just one person out of the 8 billion people on this earth. Okay? Just you. I just had a conversation with you from above to you. Okay? That was what's missing. Now your slurred speech has slowly disappeared. Okay? Through this thick tornado and a hurricane and earthquakes. Now clarity has come back. Just one day. Just think about this. You spent $66 in 10 minutes losing a challenge. 5% because you just maxed it out and you just lost it. Okay? I can say don't do it. I can say that I won't do it, but it just happens. It's part of trading. Okay? It happens. It happens. All right? I was telling some friends of mine, I said, hey, best friend, I tell them, happy Friday, okay? Today's a happy Friday. Truly a happy Friday. Today is a very, very happy Friday, okay? Starting Monday, okay? Get to it. Get to work. You might be able to pass in a single freaking day, okay? If you trade it right, if you're staged right, your risk is right, and you're looking at it, you can pass within a day. If you're able to lose 5% in 10 minutes, you're going to be able to easily do that, okay? This is a pep talk to you. Don't blame anybody else. They're all innocent, okay? Until proven guilty. That's not how it worked for me, but they are. The way that I see it, they're all innocent until proven guilty, okay? All right?